Here are the most recent deaths in the national news, as reported at Legacy.com the 5th week of April 2024. Legacy.com is where you can find any obituary or publish an obituary in any newspaper in America and beyond. Football player Korey Cunningham died April 25, 2024, in Clifton, New Jersey, at the age of 28. He was an offensive lineman with the New York Giants and New England Patriots in recent years. Cunningham is also being remembered for his college football career at the University of Cincinnati and the University of Alabama. A note to remember, sometimes personal information, such as someone's cause of death, is not announced immediately by their family or the authorities. When a cause of death has not been officially confirmed, we do not report on rumors. Every family has a right to their privacy. Actress Marla Adams died April 25, 2024, in Los Angeles at the age of 85. She was a longtime star of The Young and the Restless, playing villain Dina Abbott Mergeron. Adams is also being remembered for her performances on such TV shows as Days of Our Lives and Generations. Actor Brian McCardie died April 28, 2024, at the age of 59. He was best known for his performance as Tommy Hunter in the BBC police procedural show Line of Duty. McCardie is being remembered for roles in many other movies and TV shows like Outlander, Rob Roy, and Time. Athlete Olga Fikotová died April 12, 2024, at her son's home in Costa Mesa, California. She died of breast cancer at the age of 91. She was a discus thrower who won a gold medal for Czechoslovakia at the 1956 Olympics. Fikotová is also being remembered for marrying American track and field Olympian Hal Connolly and immigrating to the U.S., after which she competed for the U.S. in 4 subsequent Olympics. Reality TV star Sonja Christopher died April 26, 2024, at the age of 87. She was a contestant in the 2000 first season of Survivor in Borneo, and she became the first person ever to be voted off the show. Christopher is being remembered for charming audiences and her fellow contestants with her singing and ukulele playing. Author C.J. Sansom died April 27, 2024, at a hospice in England. He died of multiple myeloma at the age of 71. He wrote the award-winning Shardlake series of historical mystery novels, which have been adapted for radio, TV, and stage. Sansom is being remembered for immersing his readers in 16th century England with his detailed books. Racing driver Wally Dallenbach Sr. died April 29, 2024, at the age of 87. He was an Indycar racer who competed in 13 Indianapolis 500s, finishing in the top 5 3 times. Dallenbach is being remembered for his later work as chief steward of competition for championship auto racing teams, including his groundbreaking work to bring increased safety to auto racing. Actor, comedian, and filmmaker Zack Norman died April 28, 2024, at a hospital in Burbank, California. He died of natural causes at the age of 83. He had memorable movie roles in Romancing the Stone and Cadillac Man, as well as appeared in such TV shows as The Nanny and Baywatch. Norman is also being remembered for the cult classic film Chief Zabu, which he starred in, as well as co-writing, directing, and producing. Musician Nick Daniels III died April 29, 2024, of complications from multiple myeloma at the age of 68. As the bass player for the funk and jam band Dumpstaphunk, he was a mainstay of the New Orleans music scene. Daniels is also being remembered for playing with such artists as Etta James, Dr. John, and the Neville Brothers. Author and screenwriter Paul Auster died April 30th, 2024 at his home in New York City. He died of complications from lung cancer at the age of 77. He wrote many novels, works of nonfiction, and poetry collections, including his well-known New York Trilogy and the Man Booker Prize shortlisted novel 4321. Auster is also being remembered for writing the screenplay for the acclaimed 1995 movie Smoke. Singer, songwriter, and guitarist Robin George died April 26, 2024 at the age of 68. He was best known for his 1985 hit Heartline. George is also being remembered for writing the Robert Plant song Red for Danger and for collaborating with Phil Lynott of Thin Lizzy. Musician Richard Tandy died May 1, 2024 after a long illness at the age of 76. He was the keyboardist in Electric Light Orchestra, or ELO, and his work on Minimoog, Mellotron, and other keyboards helped shape the band's unique sound. Tandy is also being remembered as the vocoder voice singing the lyrics Mr. Blue Sky in the ELO song of the same name. Musician Duane Eddy died April 30th, 2024 in Franklin, Tennessee. He died of complications from cancer at the age of 86. His signature twangy guitar sound drove instrumental hits like Rebel Rouser and the Peter Gunn theme song. Eddy is being remembered as a member of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, whose music was influential on many other artists. In addition to featuring current deaths in the news, Legacy.com also honors the lives and legacies of notable people who died in the past. Here are some of this week's anniversaries. 2 years ago this week, singer and actress Naomi Judd died at the age of 76. She and her daughter formed the country music duo The Judds, known for hits like Mama He's Crazy and Have Mercy. 5 years ago this week, filmmaker John Singleton died at the age of 51. He wrote and directed the groundbreaking Boys in the Hood when he was just 24, becoming the youngest person and first black director ever nominated for the Oscar for Best Director. 10 years ago this week, actor Bob Hoskins died at the age of 71. His many movies included Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Brazil, and Hook. 25 years ago this week, actor Oliver Reed died at the age of 61. He starred in such movies as The Three Musketeers, Tommy, and Gladiator. 50 years ago this week, actress Agnes Moorehead died at the age of 73. She starred as Endora in Bewitched and had roles in movies like Citizen Kane and Johnny Belinda. Actor Bruno Kirby was born 75 years ago this week. He died in August 2006 at the age of 57. His memorable movies included City Slickers, When Harry Met Sally, and Good Morning Vietnam. Singer Leslie Gore was born 78 years ago this week. She died in February 2015 at the age of 68. She was known for hit songs like It's My Party and You Don't Own Me. Singer James Brown was born 91 years ago this week. He died in December 2006 at the age of 73. He was the godfather of soul, known for enduring classics like I Got You, I Feel Good, and Living in America. Actress Cloris Leachman was born 98 years ago this week. She died in January 2021 at the age of 94. She won an Oscar for The Last Picture Show and had memorable roles in Young Frankenstein and The Mary Tyler Moore Show. Musician Duke Ellington was born 125 years ago this week. He died in May 1974 at the age of 75. He was one of the all-time great jazz pianists, known for songs like his signature tune, Take the A-Train. Every week in the United States, flags are lowered to half-staff to honor the lives of Americans whose communities are mourning their loss. Here are the most recent half-staff memorial flag honors. Flags in New Jersey have been lowered to honor the memory of Congressman Donald Payne Jr. Flags in Massachusetts have been lowered to honor the memory of U.S. Marine Corps Corporal Manuel John Pimentel, who was killed in action during World War II. His remains were recently identified and returned home for burial. Flags in Massachusetts have also been lowered to honor the memory of Billerica police officer Sergeant Ian Taylor, who died in the line of duty. Flags in Florida have been lowered to honor the memory of Bill Gunter, who served in the State Senate, the U.S. Congress, and the Florida Cabinet as Insurance Commissioner, State Treasurer, and Fire Marshal. Flags in Florida have also been lowered to honor the memory of Pasco County Commissioner Gary Bradford. Flags in North Carolina have been lowered to honor the memory of the 4 officers killed in the line of duty Monday in Charlotte: Sam Peloci and William Elliott of the North Carolina Department of Adult Corrections, Charlotte Mecklenburg officer Joshua Iyer, and Deputy U.S. Marshal Thomas Weeks. Flags in North Carolina have also been lowered to honor the memory of former State Court of Appeals Chief Judge John C. Martin. Flags in California have been lowered to honor the memory of Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department Deputy Jonathan Stewart. Flags in Maryland have been lowered in observation of Fallen Heroes Day. Flags in Alabama have been lowered to honor the memory of former State Representative Major General Jerome Gary Cooper. Flags in Arizona have been lowered to honor the memory of Yuma City Councilman Gary Knight. You can read more about the lives of the people featured in this video on Legacy.com. At Legacy.com, any family can publish an obituary in honor of a loved one's memory online and in local newspapers everywhere. Just visit Legacy.com and select your local community. You can also follow Legacy.com on Facebook and subscribe to our channel here on YouTube to stay up to date on national news deaths.